Hi, Cooper. I just wanted to give a few further thoughts on Brush Fern, because there were a lot of things that I was trying to think of how to word, and I think it would just be easier to say it in a video. Um, so this first point, obviously, this is supposed to be a bit of a throwaway. I think this is fine. I think it's whatever. I mean, there's this window that you can shoot directly into spawn through as a sniper that I think maybe is not so good. But I mean, there are maps that kind of have that. Obviously, like Swiftwater comes to mind, but I don't know. I would pull these up if I were you, because I don't think it's entirely fair that a sniper should be able to shoot into spawn, and like decently far into spawn. I think. I think if I'm looking at it right, because I mean, if I'm standing here, I can get shot at by a sniper. And like obviously you can see him, but still it's gonna make it that much more difficult to leave spawn. Um yeah, I mean obviously not much is gonna happen on this point because it's so small. I think that you would probably benefit from putting like a door here. Just because then there's like another way through. And obviously it's quite tight, but it's like, because at the moment there's only two ways through, and generally that's not such a good idea because like this is super small, and everybody just funnels through this lower bit. So I don't know how I feel about this point. I mean, it's kind of just like a long line, and generally I feel like those are not so good. But I think if there was maybe if you just like widened this area here a bit and put a doorway like here. I don't know if that would make it too difficult to like defend this area, but I imagine it would probably better that you just sit back here anyway because it's like first is a throwaway point. So, um, again, there's slightly more like crazy sightlines. Again, I don't really agree with this window being open because you can kind of just watch everything from here. You can watch the two, like hypothetically three entrances that everybody's coming from if you're a sniper sitting here. Um, Whereas if you're sitting here, you're like relatively vulnerable and you can't watch that door as well. Um, I would say maybe widen this door. That might be a good idea. Just again, so that it's not so terrible to push through. Um, Generally, I think just all of the parts of the map where you have like two entrances to like a point, you probably need another one. Um, I mean, I assume this is kind of meant to be like Badwater Third, where it's got like the whole long tight section. So I don't know, just like have a room like hereish maybe. What might be cool actually is if you put like a cave here, and then it just came out here instead. And that's like slightly easier to watch because it's closer. And it's just fun. I liked the cave that you put on third, and I think more of those would be really cool. Um, Second, it might just be a me thing, but I don't like this second point at all. I mean, because obviously, like you've got the bridge here, like Swiftwater has on first, where it's kind of it's really small. But I think what makes it work on Swiftwater is that it doesn't kill you if you fall under. Um, you can get out from there, and even then, I think Swiftwater first is not a good point. So, um, I think you would benefit from having just this entire bit be walkable, like here all the way to like here maybe. But I know that kind of ruins the whole point of this part of the map a little bit, so I don't know. That might not be the best way to go about it, but it does feel like this area is kind of tiny. I mean, there's not much you can really do here. Um, I can sit someone here maybe, and you can do a little bit. I mean, there's a bit of a sight line here. You can watch people when the cart is like here, but other than that, there's really just not much to do here. And I just think that like having the pit is annoying. I don't think it's bad that there's not much to do here, but I think it would just be a bit nicer of a point if there was more space, you know? Especially like this wall. I mean, obviously that's to block this sight line, but I don't know. I feel like there's maybe better ways to go about it. Um, Again, this cave. This is So I imagine this is a point people actually want to play. Um, but it feels just so small, and again, there's really no space to stand like anywhere. I mean, if you stand here, you can take cover here and you have this health, but like you can only really stand like one or two guys here, and if you start getting spammed out by like a soldier or something, you die. Just because of the splash damage. If I sit here, I can't watch that, but I can watch that. I mean, you can only sit like 6 people in here, and I think for that sort of thing, you really need like an upward second type of deal, where you have like an upper area that people can actually like play. But then it feels like too much of that would be like a throwaway, you know? I don't know if it would be, because obviously there's like third here. So maybe what you could do is bring this cave forwards to like here, have it so that like there's an area on top of the cave that you can play, and then have cave end like a bit further back. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. That might not be a good idea. This area is really tight, and I mean, yeah, for being like a red spawn room, this is so tight, and it feels like, it feels like what you were going for was something like Borneo red forward spawn on Borneo, where you know you're next to like the inside area, but there's like no space here when you're walking in, and like the other place you're guided to is here, and this takes longer, and there's not that much space. So, I think you should probably, move this spawn so that it's, like, the spawn door is, like, along here. And then you kind of have more space. And then just make, like, this whole lobby area here have more space. Like, maybe move this right wall more to the right. And then just have this be, like, a square instead of, like, a kind of S shape. Third, I'm... Third, I really like. I love this cave. This cave is really nice. I like this entrance now. You can still... If I sit a sniper here, I can look all the way over here, and I think you'd probably be able to see someone's head. Oh, hang on. What is it? Prop, dynamic, create, sniper. Oh. Okay, I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, if I stand here, and obviously that's kind of close to cave, but if I stand here, I can look into there, and I honestly think you should just plug this up. And the other thing is that if nobody sees you, you can just get a sniper up here, and like nobody's gonna be able to see a sniper up here. Or like here, because you can stand inside this tree. So I would say either put a player clip here, or just make it so that it's impossible for sniper to get up there, and you should be good. Last, I had a thought about last, and again, this is just me spitballing because it'd be a bit experimental, but I was thinking maybe you could have this right side be a bit like sneaky on Gullywash. So have it so that, like, there's kind of a wall along here, and maybe free up a bit of space as well. Maybe move this pillar, like, back, and then have it so that there's, like, a doorway here, and there's a doorway here. That's just me spitballing. Obviously, there's, like, sniper sightline issues, but, I mean, there are a lot of ways you can fix that, so, you know. But, yeah, those were just my main thoughts on the map. Alright. See ya.